this is awesome to see all you guys out here. You know, I've had the privilege of doing this show for about 15 years, just here at the Sea Lion and Otter Show, this pirate show, and it has just been a blast. I was kind of ready for that show to go and let's bring a new show, but it's been really cool to see all the excitement that's been generated about this show. I guess I didn't realize what a great fan base we had with this, so I'm really honored to be able to be out here, talk with you guys, and talk to you about the show a little bit. Can you bring it down in the house a little? Because I think you guys are getting the echo that I am. All right, let's see how that sounds. Is that more comfortable? You guys, is it too loud? You good? All right, don't be afraid to acknowledge. It's okay. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk a little bit about how we train our animals at SeaWorld. We want to kind of give you guys a little insight into what we do, how we do it, and then we're going to have a little special treat for you here after that. So the first thing we're going to do is sort of talk about how we train our animals and how we get them to do the things that they do in the show. That's one of the questions we always get asked by our guests as they're leaving the stadium or as they're coming into the stadium. They're like, how do you get them to do that? So what we're going to do is I'm going to step over here to the side just a little bit so you can see down there. We're going to bring out one of our sea lions, one of our young 3-year-old sea lions. He's being trained on doing all the behaviors that we do here in our shows. So we're going to bring him out and we're going to focus on a particular behavior and show you kind of the building blocks that we use to get them to do some of these behaviors. There he is. Now this sea lion's name is Finch, and he eventually will be playing the part of Clyde and or Seamore, but right now he's learning. This is a target ball. That target is the essential tool for training almost everything here. Anything we use, we want to train their name, we want to train them to do an aerial behavior, train them to come to us, whatever. They're going to have to start by learning how to follow the target. Now the one thing you'll notice that Kenny is doing, he's doing a lot more than just giving them fish. You know, there's always that idea around training animals. You give them a fish, they'll do anything you want. One of the cool things about training sea lions that I love is they're not food-motivated animals. Now I will admit, I'm a food-motivated animal. You put a steak in front of me and I'll do backflips. But these guys they're motivated by food, but they're also motivated by their own curiosity. So they love to learn, and that's one of the things that's fun. So now we've never worked this behavior yet. So Kenny's just kind of showing. Excellent, excellent. Some basic ideas. So the first thing you saw Kenny do was have him come out and touch that target ball. That's about all Finch knows at this point. So now Kenny is generalizing that idea and having him do it from that what we call the ledge location. Now what you just saw there, Kenny didn't quite ask for him to come over yet, and we call that healthy anticipation. But what we want is for him to really think about and react and respond to us. So he's going to do what we call an LRS. It's called the least reinforcing scenario. Basically, we do as little as we can to let him know that that wasn't exactly what we're looking for. And when he does something great like that, then we're going to find another way to reinforce it. And that might be that particular whisker scratch that you saw. It might be a handful of food. Or it might be a nice little rub down. One of the cool things about working with sea lions, they are absolutely as different as each and every one of you sitting in these stands right now. They have different personalities. They have things they like and things they don't like. Now this is a cool behavior we've just started. It's called a ball balance. Ball balance is a hard behavior to train, and we do this for our Christmas show, and we play with it. He's learning it. Now again, it's that natural curiosity that sea lions have. So we've kind of taken advantage of that, and so what we do with this particular behavior is we'll throw the ball in the water, and as we start this process, the very first time the sea lion goes and looks at that ball and actually touches it, makes physical contact, you'll hear Kenny or you'll hear the trainer say, okay. Okay is a verbal, what we call a bridge. We explain it like this. If you're a photographer and you're taking a picture, that moment where that shutter clicks, that's where we use the word okay. So we want it to click in their brain, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. So if the animal does something we don't want him to do, well, we just simply ignore it. We don't call any attention to it. Much like parents do with their young children when they throw temper tantrums, like, I'm not going to call attention to that. And the kids and everyone learns, oh, I guess it's not going to get me anything. So that's what Kenny was doing there. He was just basically saying, yes, okay, that's what I want you to do. Now he's just hanging out, he's having a good time, playing with Finch, just letting him know that they can do some fun stuff out there. Relationship is vital to training animals. Not just any trainer can go out there and start doing that. We have to take opportunity to build that relationship with the animals, and we do that through a number of ways. We do it through sessions like you just saw here, where we're interacting, where we're teaching, where we're training. We also do it through a session type called a relationship session, where we simply come out with the whole purpose of our agenda at that point is just to build that relationship with that animal. That may mean we're going to come out here and we're just going to hang out with him. We're going to reinforce him when he's calm, when he's looking at us. If I reach out and give him a little scratch on the neck, if he doesn't pull away, if he's like really comfortable and just lays there, then I'm going to do that. I mean, I'm sure many of you have seen cats where you reach out for a cat and they kind of pull back, but to other people they like to rub it all up against them. It's the same thing. We're building that relationship. Okay. Fast forward, we've trained this sea lion, and now this is Clyde, and he's already learned to do the backflip. Here's a little refresher. Kenny's showing this particular sea lion. This is one of our sea lions who plays Clyde. And he's going to do the backflip that you saw Kenny start the approximations with Finch. So let's see how he does. So eventually, the behavior will get there. So the first thing we do is we teach them to follow that target in the water. Then we will actually make the backflip motion underwater, and it will slowly raise it higher and higher until he literally comes out of the water to do the backflip. Nice job, Kenny. Thanks. Okay, so that's some of the basics of how we train the animals and how we get them to do stuff. So it's a building of that relationship between us and the sea lions. And it's getting them comfortable. And now what you see here, this is, again, key to our training, and this is a relationship session that Kenny's going to do right now. This particular sea lion did a great job. One of the things that we have to focus on that people don't think about is, you see Kenny come out here, it's very reinforcing for the animals to be out here with us. So a lot of times when we leave, that's a signal that I'm not doing anything else anymore. It's like having to come off the playground. It's like, oh, I don't want to come off the playground. So we use a lot of variability here, and we don't always do the same thing all the time. So I might walk off stage and take him home and put him back in his pool, or like in this case, because he went backstage, because he followed so well, and because he had a great session, Kenny said, okay, I'm going to take him back out. So Kenny brought him back out, jumped in the water with him, and now he's doing just a nice little relationship session in the water. It's a great way to connect with the animals. That's where they are most comfortable. And that's where we can really strengthen our relationship with our animals, is by taking that time to just hang out with them. We're not asking them to do anything. All we're asking them to do is just hang out with us. As long as they want to do that, then we're going to find ways to reinforce them. Nice. So this is the building blocks of training Clyde and Seamore for the show. There's this nice smile, which you guys can't see from up here. All right, so now we have something a little bit special in mind. We wanted to do something unique, but we realized we can't do that for everybody. So we had a little contest, if you will. All right.
So we're thinking of a different way to pick a winner now.
All right, so we'll do it. That's all right. Come on up here, sweetheart. McKenna, come on up here. Thanks, I didn't know her name. We'll get her up here. Little exercise. This is one of our PR otters. He travels all over the country. He's been everywhere from California to New York and everywhere in between. So what we're going to do is we're going to have trainers all stationed down here along the glass. You guys are welcome to come down, ask questions, talk to our trainers, find out about whatever it is you want to ask questions about for our show, and we'll be happy to spend some time talking with you guys. We will have some animals out front, so we ask that as you're standing down there, don't step beyond those grates that you see on the ground. Training session. Well, that's a really good question. It varies. It depends on the animal, it depends on the behavior we're training, and it depends on the progress of that behavior. So, for example, you saw Finch out here. That's a very short session for Finch, and that's what we want when we're working with our young sea lions who we're just building that base. We want everything short, sweet, and positive. As we get developing that history with the animals, our sessions can run longer and longer. But in general, probably 6 7, maybe 8 minutes would be an average length of session. You wouldn't find much over 10. They would get bored with us probably. Any other questions about our training? Anything else? Yeah.
How long does it take to get one ready? Like you had the one that was just learning. How long before he'll actually be able to be in the show?
Great question. How long before they can actually do the show? Usually, in a ballpark, it's about 3 to 5 years. So Finch, who you saw here, we were doing those behaviors with, he doesn't do shows yet. He's 3 years old. So it's a process, and what we do is we teach them segments of the show at a time, so maybe he can't do the whole show, but maybe he can come out and do one part of the show, and we'll do it that way. But yeah, it's about 3 to 5 years. 5 years to get a good Clyde, is what I was told. Yes?
How many sea lions are trained right now to play Clyde?
How many sea lions are trained to play Clyde and Seamore right now? Well, that's a tricky question. Here's the thing, back 20 years ago, we used to have Clyde animals and Seamore animals. They were trained not differently, but separate. So Clyde did all Clyde behaviors, Seamore did all Seamore behaviors. Now, we've kind of taken it to the point where we train all sea lions to do all the behaviors. So right now, we have back here 12 sea lions in our collection, and currently, just counting our pups, we aren't quite there yet. We've got about 8 sea lions who can do either Clyde or Seamore in this show. Here's a little insider trick or tip for you. If you see us leave stage with an animal, there's a good likelihood we're going to come back out with a different animal. We'd like to give all the animals a chance and opportunity to do the different parts of the show. It keeps them fresh, it keeps them engaged in the show. So rather than having one animal do the entire show, we'll break that up and we'll bring different animals out on different scenes. Anything else?
Age of the sea lions, how do the oldest?
The age of sea lions, their life expectancy is about 30 years.
Then how old is your oldest one here?
Our oldest one here, we have a 28-year-old male California sea lion back there. Oh, okay, sure. Okay, so you all know that Clyde Seamore, Pirate Island's going away, right? We're not getting rid of our show, just the show. So Clyde Seamore will still have a new show, a brand new adventure. Like I said, I've been doing this show for a long time, but I am excited that we're going to get to do something new, something different. We got new behaviors, we're going to teach the animals. So it's really going to be a lot of fun. That'll be coming in 2015. So we want to invite all of you guys to kind of keep checking on us, check through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, follow up on SeaWorld, and you'll be getting all sorts of little tips out there as we progress with the development of our new show. So at this point, you guys are welcome to come down and talk to